Very exciting day here. Got a new pair of running shoes. Give you a little history lesson. 3 years ago when I started getting serious about running, I went out and bought a pair of Adidas, like the running shoes. And they are normally expensive and I was getting them for a good deal, so I thought they'd be good for me. Well, my hip flexor started bugging me. What I didn't realize is they were stability shoes, and I didn't need stability shoes, and that was causing my foot to rotate even further than it does naturally, and it was causing my hip to hurt. So I went to a running specialist, buddy of mine, Justin Dashelsky, and he said, why don't we put you in a pair of these Newton's weird looking shoes, and you can switch to a Forefoot. That'll help your knee. You won't have to worry about the stability part as much, and you can take advantage of our four-lug Forefoot. So I switched over to those, and this has an entire carbon bottom, which is really nice because it doesn't wear that fast. Although I did have a little tear here. Got this pair. Then I went to these trainers that don't have a full carbon bottom, and the front wore out pretty quickly, and then you can see a significant chunk off the heel there, even with carbon. So I have a tendency to land on the outside of my foot. So the insole was actually wearing out from my outside little toe and outside of my foot, hitting the edge, and so I needed a new pair of shoes, so that's what we have here. And of course I bought another pair of Newtons, so I'll take these bad boys out for a spin today as soon as we see. While you're waiting, you can say hi to Willie. Willie's head's missing because we're talking into it, but he knows how to make a mean Reuben sandwich, and with a side of butt chips, and I'll show you how to do that later. But for now, here they are, my new Tons. So these are the Gravity Trainer. They are Newton's top of the line trainer shoe. This was the old color. This is the new color, and we'll be breaking these bad boys in today. They don't have a carbon front either, so we'll be wearing through those lugs, I'm sure. But these I used for 13 months. That's a lot of miles on a pair of shoes. My Saucony rides, definitely not get that many months out of it, especially when you're training for half Ironman and Ironman races. But here's the new ones. I'm gonna take these bad boys out today. Oh, before I go out for a run, I put quick laces in. So I just buy these elastic. You can buy these just elastic string from Joann Fabrics. I bought fluorescent yellow for my old ones, and I've just been switching them over. But I got a pair of white that I'll be throwing in these. So you can, these if you buy them from the store, about $6.50 or $7, and if you buy them from Joann Fabrics, just buying regular elastic, it's only like $1 a yard, and you can get 2 yards for $2. It's pretty cheap. Learn that tip from somebody, and that way you can put your shoes on and off without tying them, and they stay tight. And that helps with transitions in races to be a lot faster, so you don't have to tie your shoes. It shaves precious seconds off, which is why I had the 7th fastest transition time at my last triathlon. Out of several. Here's my Joann Fabric Special, 99 cents per yard elastic. So what I'm going to use in my shoe. So some of you may be asking, what's the deal with forefoot running? The reason I switched over wasn't because I was looking for a more natural running technique or something that mimicked barefoot. I've had...
Anybody was asking that question.
My son doesn't think any of you were asking that question, but the reason I do is because I've had 3 ACL replacements in my knee, and one of my cartilage in one of my knees down to 1/3, and so one of the benefits for this is less shock on your knees because you don't do a heel strike, and just like you wouldn't if you were running through a yard barefoot, you wouldn't land heel strike. You always land on the front of your feet. So we have taught ourselves heel strike as an unnatural form, and it's just not good. So you switch to this with a whole bunch of health benefits. My hip hasn't bugged me. I train fairly significantly, and my knees don't bug me at all. And I don't know, it works for me. You know, if you can get a good forefoot or midfoot landing, then you don't really have to worry about all the stability issues and which way your foot rolls and all that stuff. And so just lace these bad boys up. White, big contrast. You know how contrasting my tri-outfits are, my bike color anyway. Everybody recognizes me in the state of Wisconsin. My obnoxious colored bike and wheels. But it's okay. It's easy to pick me out when I'm coming in the transition. My family can ring their cowbells louder. You always want more cowbell. That's right. Christopher Walken said it perfectly. Needs more cowbell. Yeah, more cowbell is better when you're racing. Then you can stop worrying about how hard you're breathing or how tired you are or how far behind you are the guy ahead of you. There always seems to be someone in front of you. At least me, because I'm slow. Hume's 10 laws of running better. Number 10 is have fun. Pretty sure that should be number 1. If it's not, maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Not like I enjoy running anyway, but keep them clean. Visit us online. Don't think those are Newton's laws. Those are basic laws. Reduce friction. Don't pound on your heel. More shock to your muscles, tendons, and bones. Land lightly. See? Adapt slowly. Slow runs, short, a mile or so for the first 2 weeks. Yeah, it was a steep learning curve. Going to a half marathon length, running on those bad boys in the front. Practice good form, high cadence. You don't want long strides with your foot all the way out in front of you. It should be landing on your midfoot, about where your hip is, where your knee's going down. So, inward orthotics if needed. Okay, whatever. And get a proper fit. So, I've been fit. Anyway.
Are there directions that came with your shoes?
Yes, there's directions. How to use Newton's.
For wearing your shoes.
Yeah, how about that?
That's awesome.
Here they are, fully laced up, tied. The only tie they'll ever need. I just have to put my cadence sensor on it.
There's your shoes.
Look at them. They're gorgeous.
You're GoProing.
Just going to show you what I meant by short strides and long strides and heel strike and midfoot strike. This is heel strike. Heel down first. This is a long stride. This is a short stride. This is forefoot. Notice how the heel doesn't hit first. High cadence. You can see its position relative to my knee. You run more naturally midfoot or forefoot strike up a hill. This is about 90 cadence. Right way? Wrong way. Well, you were with me during my inaugural break-in of my third pair of Newtons, and you learned heel strike, forefoot strike, long stride, short stride, cadence.